Good evening, Hawks fans, and welcome back to another episode of the Atlanta Sports District. I'm your host, Russell Spence, coming to you directly after a 120-117 victory over the Philadelphia 76ers. Let's get into how everything unfolded. So before we start, we did get news on Trae Young. We should be getting him back sometime next week. He's going to start practicing. We have a little break for this into the NBA Cup tournament thing, and so I'm hoping that after our next game, when we play Charlotte, that we would get him back. Tonight, we had an interesting problem. This team has been watching film, and you can tell. So offensively, you saw, like for the Hawks, you saw that they were running two bigs all the time to clog the paint. And they were aggressively high hedging and attacking Jalen. Now, that did end up with it not having super wonderful efficiency and scoring from Jalen, but it did lend us to having a great night from other players. I've been mentioning that when you have players that are attacking up to touch against your best player, what needs to happen is when they blitz and when they send two-man looks at that player, you have to have another player punish them for that coverage. Tonight, two players did that very well. Number one being Dyson Daniels. He would cut aggressively. He was getting to the basket. He was getting to the rim. He was being aggressive. He was shooting an extremely high percentage at the rim, and that caused them to not be able to run that coverage at Jalen all night. And when they wouldn't run those two-man coverages at Jalen, he was taking advantage, and that's when he was getting his points. The other one being Onyeka Okongwu. So they would run two guys at Jalen. Onyeka would just spread the floor, wide open at three-point line, catch it, nobody in his face, bang, and he made a high percentage of them, had a very good game. So, in general, if you want to say, oh, okay, well, maybe that's a great sign for if we did want to move forward with Jalen. I still don't believe that those players are players who can consistently do that every single game, but it was great to see them do it tonight. For the first time, really the whole time that we've had Jalen, we still had an effective offensive production from our team, even if the other team came at us with that kind of attacking two defenders in Jalen's face style of defense. Secondly, we'll talk about our defense. Defensively, there were times where we were wonderful, and there were times where we were pitiful. Mostly the pitiful times were defensive rebounding. They got so many offensive rebounds in this game, we could not box them out. They have Embiid, they have Dominic Barlow, they have Jabari Walker, and they have Andre Drummond. 4 posts that when they play, they have four, at least 2 posts on the floor at all times. And so it was really difficult for us to box everybody out. And when you have your center like boxing out specifically Joel Embiid, that means that someone else has to come and get the ball because he's specifically keeping Joel from getting the ball. So somebody else has got to get it. And that's what we found a lot tonight was like just nobody picks up the ball and VJ Edgecombe flies in and grabs it, or Jabari Walker flies in and grabs it. Things like that. So moving forward, we just have to gang rebound more, and it mostly comes from our guards. Our guards had to figure it out. But defensively also, there were times where we had wonderful rotations, super active hands, sending doubles at Embiid and rotating behind them and causing him to make some of the stupidest pass I've ever seen Embiid make. It was a wonderful defensive night. It just was not the kind of defensive rebounding performance that will allow you to see that in the box score. Because honestly, if you just took the rotations and like the intensity and the ability that we had on the floor tonight, they probably should have scored in the 101, 102 range, and we ended up giving up 117 because of second chance points. That's a big problem in my opinion. So, moving to Philadelphia, their offense desperately needs more creation, and they didn't have Tyrese Maxey, so that's probably where that came from. But a lot of what they did today was just catch it and huck it. They did a bunch. It kind of reminded me of Boston in that, like, it was just, if you can put up a three, put up a three. If you can shoot it, shoot it. and it went in a lot. But then at the times it didn't go in, they got offensive rebounds. And that's a huge, huge issue for us. And honestly, if they were to play the same way against a different team, the defensive rebound's a little better, I think they get blown out. Because they didn't make a high enough percentage to, make the three-pointers really last. And they were not getting quality looks other than that. They didn't get very many quality looks at the rim all night. They didn't get very many mid-range quality looks, and a lot of their threes were like movement off the catch, crazy. Quentin Grimes made a good bit of them. He had a good game, but it's not sustainable offense. So, moving to their defense, Joel is really bad on defense right now. The movement skills are awful. The effort is awful. The transition defense is bad. Honestly, I'm very concerned about his ability to continue to have an NBA career after this year. He really seems like he's done physically. Moving now to the player-by-player section. We played Keaton Wallace 3 minutes. If you're playing a dude 3 minutes, just don't play him. Just give those minutes to somebody else. I don't understand. He appeared in the first half, didn't appear in the second half. It didn't go well in his minutes. I honestly feel a little bad for him because it was the same time that Asa came in and the defense was really bad in the second quarter, and it really wasn't his fault. And so, I don't think he should be playing in the first place, but if you're saying, well, it didn't work in the first half, so we're going to have to pull him in the second half, well, kind of set him up for failure. If you had put him out there with Dyson and Mo and Jalen, he'd be fine, but putting him out there with Kennard and him and Asa is not going to work, ever. Moving on, Mo Gay only played 11 minutes. He has to play more. He is making winning plays. I do not understand. Mo Gay played 11 minutes. He ended up being -1, but that included a run in the second half where they made 3 straight threes. No matter what defense he was, he locked down Quentin Grimes, and Quentin Grimes just made it right in his face because he's a good shooter. Sometimes that happens, but Mo has either had a neutral or a positive plus-minus in every game he plays. He is super effective. Now, I understand that his offense still is rough. It was rough tonight. But the amount of defensive pressure he was able to put on Joel Embiid was ridiculous. He is so good on defense that he has to play more. He has to play more. Moving to Asa Newell. Asa's played 14 minutes. He had 9 points on 4 of 6 shooting, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, a turnover, and 2 fouls, but was -7 in the game. Again, I keep talking about this where sometimes offense is fool's gold. Right now, Asa looks great offensively. He really does. I'm super excited about his offensive future. But right now, his offense is fool's gold because he cannot physically help us score enough points to make up for how bad his defense is. So if we really want to make a leap and really take the step we need to take, Asa cannot be on our team playing minutes. He needs to be playing for College Park and improving his defensive ability. It's very obvious to me that great teams do not play rookies. Teams that are trying to win it all do not play rookies, ever, under any circumstances. Because rookies are bad, especially defensively. The fact that Zach last year was a neutral defender proved to me he was going to be a really great defender for his career. Well, Asa is a pitiful defender right now. And you cannot play a player who's a pitiful defender and try to win games consistently. I know he played well on offense tonight. It doesn't change the fact that that's not a sustainable mode of getting this done. Moving on, we'll talk about Luke Kennard. Luke Kennard played 21 minutes. He had 5 points on 1 of 2 shooting. You know what I'm going to say if you've been paying attention to the podcast. This dude's got to shoot more. Shoot the ball. You are one of the best shooters in the history of the game. Shoot the ball. I do not get it. He had 4 rebounds and 2 assists, and the defense, he was a turnstile. We desperately need Luke to shoot the ball more. Please shoot the ball more. I'll never understand that. I've been so mind blown by Luke Kennard because when he shoots the ball, he's insanely valuable. And when he doesn't, he is not valuable at all. He is a literal negative. And he refuses to do the thing that makes him a positive value. It doesn't make sense. Lastly, we'll talk about off the bench, Vít Krejci. He played 26 minutes. He had 19 points on 6 of 9 shooting, 4 of 6 from 3, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and he ended the game plus 10. Vít played so well. He hunted his jumper. He attacked off the dribble, which I've been talking about how he's got a great handle and he's a very good passer, so I'd love to see him attack off the dribble more. He did that. It was great. The defense was pretty okay. He blocked a couple of shots. He had a nice couple of stretches defensively. He was on the floor for the final defense-only possession. I still will never understand why Quinn ever thinks that's a good idea. Our defensive-only possession every single time should be Dyson, Jalen, Onyeka, every single time. No matter what happens, we have a defensive-only possession. That's the people who go out on the floor. I don't understand why we're not doing that. We have 1 second left. We have to get a stop for 1 second. Play that lineup. That lineup's the one that can get the stop every time, no matter what. I mean, it didn't kill us, but Quentin Grimes got a good open look on Vít Krejci. And if he had made that, everybody would have been talking about how dumb it was to have Vít on the floor. He missed it, so he won the game. But it was dumb having him on the floor on that last possession. But other than that, Vít played really great. Moving on to the starters, Zachary Chassé played 21 minutes. Still not enough minutes. If Kennard's not going to shoot, give his minutes to Zach. Don't play Kennard as much. He has to play some because it would kill Zach. He would not have enough oxygen left. But take 10 of Kennard's minutes away and give them to Zach and play Zach 31 minutes instead of 21 minutes. He had 15 points. He was 5 of 9 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3. He played fantastic. He really did. Defense was great. Shot was great. He had 1 rebound and 1 assist, but honestly, the rebounding was better when he was on the floor because he gang rebounds. He's a helpful team rebounder. And it played out where the starters were significantly better than their starters. And so he was -5, but again, we have the total team rebounding to blame for a lot of those problems. But the offensive starters and the run that they made in the fourth quarter is what really won the game. And so Zach was a huge key part of that. They pulled him with about 4.5 minutes left, but from 8 minutes to 4.5 minutes, he was a huge part of the run that kind of solidified the win. Moving on, we'll talk about Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Nall had a rough game shooting. He played 34 minutes. He had 12 points on 3 of 18 shooting, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists, only 2 turnovers. The passing was much better today, but the shot was rough. I mean, he's a great player. He really is. I'm not concerned about his shot, but tonight it was one of those things where, they were blitzing Jalen, and they were gluing to Nall. Where, your outlet's not going to be Nall. He's not getting open jumpers. And it worked against Nall. He really struggled. But overall played very great on defense and was a huge net positive to the win. Moving on, we'll talk about Onyeka Okongwu next. Onyeka had 36 minutes. He scored 20 points on 6 of 17 shooting, but 5 of 10 from 3. Again, when they showed 2 defenders to him, to Jalen, he made them pay every single time. Every single time. And he had 15 rebounds and 4 assists. He played out of his mind. He is, in my opinion, the starter for the rest of the year. You cannot take him out of the starting spot. He's playing too well. Next, we'll talk about Dyson Daniels. Dyson played 39 minutes of absolutely amazing defense. He had 27 points on 13 of 19 shooting, 1 of 2 from 3, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, and finished the game +5. Now, that's the kind of punishment of a 2-person coverage on Jalen we have to have. When they sent two at Jalen, every time Dyson touched it, he creased the rim and laid it in. Every single time. Or if Jalen was down, like he attacked, and there were multiple guys looking at Jalen, a bunch of times Dyson just finds himself right in the middle of the paint, throws his hands up, Jalen hits him, little push shot, 2 points. Punish them for sending two pairs of eyes at Jalen. And he did that every single time. It was beautiful. That needs to continue when Trey's back, when Jalen's running the offense, when Trey's running the offense, when Nal's got the ball. If they send two at the person who has the ball, you have to become an active participant in the offense, and you have to go get the ball and punish them for doing that every single time. Really great tonight. Would love to see it continue and become an actually insanely prevalent part of his offense. Lastly, we'll talk about Jalen Johnson. Jalen played 35 minutes. He had 12 points on 5 of 17. Again, they're going to keep sending two at him, and it's going to really hurt his efficiency, but he's playing very well because he is absorbing the pressure and getting it to other teammates, and they're being able to attack it. Now, sadly, that doesn't always end in good offense because sometimes his teammates aren't great offensive players. That has happened a few times where we should have attacked it like we did tonight, and we hadn't. I think Quinn made an adjustment. I think it worked. I just wish that the rotations were a little better. Again, his offensive understanding of what's going on is amazing. And so that's what he made the adjustment. It was perfect. Just play the right players more. Thank you. Jalen had 10 rebounds and 12 assists and finished the game +4. He also had a steal and a block. That is his 4th straight triple-double. He is rounding into a All-Star, All-NBA, MVP candidate in front of our very eyes. He's playing fantastic, and I cannot wait to see what continues to happen for Jalen, especially once Trey comes back. I think that it will actually make Jalen's life a lot easier, and if he remains with this aggressiveness, that we will see him have this kind of numbers without having to try for these kind of numbers, which is, right now he is giving an insane amount of effort. He is trying so hard because he knows we need it. But when Trey comes back, he won't need to play that hard, and he'll still be, if he's this aggressive, he will still be able to put up these kind of numbers. Moving forward, like I said, we have that break because of the end of the NBA Cup tournament. We play the Hornets again on Thursday. Again, like I said, we're hoping to get Trae Young back for that game. I would love to see us be able to get him back and go on a little spurt. I'm going to read out our next couple of games after the Hornets game. So we got Hornets, then Spurs. That's going to be a tough one. But then Bulls, Heat, Knicks, Thunder, Timberwolves. So I'm hoping that before we get to Thunder, Timberwolves, we can make a little bit of a run with getting Trae back and help our record continue to grow and go in the right direction. We need this team to build up a little bit of a lead because right now the East is so insanely cramped. From the 3 seed to the 9 seed, there's 2 games separating it. So we desperately need to have our team kind of pull away. I want to, go ahead and solidify ourselves as a top team in the East. Let's get a real playoff position. Let's re-sign Trae. Let's keep this team together. And then when we add in the piece that comes from the New Orleans pick next year, maybe a pick for our own pick, maybe make a couple other small moves, like with Kristaps Porzingis' money is going to come off the books, and Kennard's money is going to come off the books, and let's see if we can add somebody and make a real run at being like the best team in basketball next year. This year, I think we have the capability to make a run and get to the finals and be a great team. But I think next year we have the capability to be the best team in basketball. And so that's what I want to see from us. Let's make it happen. But that starts by winning tomorrow, by winning the next day, by winning the next day, by winning every game that's in front of you that you possibly can. So Thursday against the Hornets, that's the next one. Stay tuned to see if we've got Trae Young back. And also, I'm planning on bringing an update on how the G League has been playing now that we've gotten some of our players back healthy. With all that being said, do all the YouTube stuff. Let me know what you think. Give me your thoughts and opinions on what I've said. Like, comment, subscribe. And above all else, I hope you have a great day.